Hello, my name is Crystal Chigbu and I'm your Hope Catalyst, and you're welcome to the HopeGrill, where we teach, infuse and experience hope. In your quest for love, in your need to fulfill purpose and passion for life, you might be going through so many obstacles and you really don't know how to go about it. My guest today is a bundle of joy, and he has answers to some of those questions that you have been having. He was born blind. He's an ICT consultant. He was one-time chairman of the Nigerian Association of the Blind, and is the leader of a musical band. He has so much going for him. His name is Opeolu Akinola. You're welcome to the HopeGrill, Mr. Akinola.
Thank you, Crystal.
It is so good to have you. I've heard so much about you, and I'm really hoping to draw all of those things from you to ensure that we really have a good time on the grill today.
Oh, good things or the bad ones?
Well, I think we'll really...
Okay, you won't be a judge.
No, I wouldn't be. Okay, so I know you have a fulfilled life, you're married, you have a career going for you and all of that. But you were born blind. What are some of the challenges that you started facing early in life? And how did you come to the point of achieving all those things that you've been able to achieve?
Okay, one of the challenges I had was going to school. You see, the condition that makes me blind today is gradual. So when I was young, I didn't realize that I was different from other children.
Wow.
I was trying hard to read the books they were reading, and I was succeeding to a large extent until when my parents took me to a school for the blind. And then I asked myself, what's happening? Everybody here doesn't seem to be like everybody outside there. People, you look into people's faces and their eyes are just closed. And so it was a very traumatic time for me. But one of the things that kept me going was music. The school I attended, which is Opeolu School for the Blind, they had a very good music session. So when I was still thinking about those things, I just had the piano and it was like, wow, this is something. Because when I was growing up, my uncles used to play the accordion, so I was already used to hearing music played. So when I joined the school band, and another thing that was a real problem was mixing with people. I go out and sometimes I have to go and stay with relatives, and when you get to their houses, they are relaxed when everybody else is there, my siblings. But when I come in, it's like there's some whispering going on. Be careful with him, don't let him do this. Or I want to do things. No, you can't do that. Why can't I do it? My twins, okay, I'm a twin, incidentally.
Oh, wow.
I wonder, my twin sister did it and you don't want me to do it. What's the problem? Do you want to go fetch water? Go to the street. And I say, okay, I take my bucket. I say, no, you can't go, your sister. I mean, these are, those kind of things. So I started having to work out why I was different from other children. And I was determined to ensure that, well, if I'm going to be different, then I'm not going to be inferior. That has kept me going.
Wow. So I need a little bit of enlightenment, because you said you attempted reading some of the books that you were reading. So does that mean you were born partially blind, or you were not blind at birth and it kind of set in much later?
Okay. The condition that's affecting my eyes is known as retinitis pigmentosa. Some call it something retinopathy. I think that's the American way of looking at it. But what really happens is when the child is born, it's already in my genes.
Okay.
But so at very early age, the sight is like full. Not very, very full, but full enough for the child not to know that they have a sight problem. Of course, my parents knew, because incidentally, I have 3 siblings who are also living with this condition.
Wow.
So by the time they've experienced 3, they were ready for the 4th one when it came. So it was like they quickly noticed mine. But I did not notice. I could read and print. I never was able to read the Bible because the print in the Bible was quite small. But all these school books like I've been to Oxford English, I used to collect it when my siblings bring them home and struggle with it, and I was able to, I know the print alphabet very well. I can read, I could read print when I could see. But gradually as I aged, there's something called macular degeneration.
Okay.
Which would affect the frontal part of the eye. That's like this area. So Right now, I'm not totally blind, but functionally, I would say I'm blind because I can only see a little with the corners of my eyes. So if I'm facing something, I don't see anything. But if I'm turning like this, maybe I can perceive a little. But it's not it's not the kind of thing I want to boast about. I just know that it's there, So that's how it is. And people who live with retinitis pigmentosa don't really go blind from that disease, that condition. They just lose the central vision, and then they lose some of the peripherals, but it never really makes you totally blind.
So are you able to use the Braille?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm an expert in Braille. That's what I live by. When I went to the school for the blind, we were using Braille in class, so we learned to read with our hands.
Okay.
And to write Braille. And so I read Braille, but because I had some vision, then we also had what we call low vision classes, and that's something they don't have in Nigeria, and it's not good because there are a lot of people who are not blind and who are not sighted either. They have some functional vision, but in our system here, we only think of somebody as either blind or sighted. So I learned to read print again, even in Pacheli school. There was a session where they were teaching those of us that still had some vision. They taught us how to make use of that vision, to draw pictures, to read and write and things, yes.
Excellent. I mean, I've met your beautiful wife. How was it easy for you to actually ask her out? And did she say yes immediately? Or did she have to go and think about it? And how did you manage that?
Well, now you want me to be very careful how I speak.
Why?
You know women now, but anyway, let's let's go on with it. Well, I met my wife on the job, as you will say.
Okay.
My wife is a journalist, and I think journalists are. What's debate if you want to catch a journalist story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say debate, but debate was already said by someone else. Okay, so she came to do an interview. There was a meeting at the Commissioner of Education's office in Lagos State. He was trying to do something on inclusive education. That's how children with special needs can be mainstreamed into the normal classrooms. So I came with an organization I was working with then. I was working for an NGO that used to do services for blind people back then. So she came with another organization. They were a media outfit and they were doing a magazine that was about disabilities. So she came as a reporter, and that's how we met.
Wow.
Incidentally, it wasn't that kind of thing that like one thing led to another. Nothing led to anything that day. Very surprised, but we just got to know each other. I knew her name, she knew my name, and we greeted. And then when we were going, we said good night, good night. So it was like, well, then I think her magazine took an interest in my office, not in me. So she came to do a story in my office, and then while she was doing the story, my boss said, look, if you want all this information, go speak to Ope, he will give you all the information you need. So that's how we now became personal friends.
Wow, that is so inspiring. You're you're full of so much joy. I am a bit curious, are there days when you have down times, when you're really down because of your disability, or you're always upbeat?
Okay, no, there are days I actually cry. You don't want to believe that.
Wow.
Yeah, because I have so much expectation from life, and I put in a lot of effort into things I do. But I think what makes me cry more is other people's lives, not even mine. It's when I see somebody, especially if I see somebody who's going blind now, especially someone who's an adult who's got a full life, and they're doing, like an engineer who's on the top of their careers, and then they suddenly lose their sight and they just don't know what to do. It's like after speaking to the person and telling the person, look, you can do this. When I get into my bedroom, I sit down and cry. I say, Lord, why again? Please have mercy on, those kind of. And then sometimes when I also think about my own life, there are things I want to do. I spent my youth being very active. Now I'm getting into maybe the later part of middle age, and some things just seem to be slowing down a little. And sometimes they just make me feel, oh, why? What's happening? But you see, when I get to that point, there's only one thing that happens next. Then I bounce back with strength. Because I get to the point and say, look, boy, you're alive today. I mean, there are so many people who wish they were alive, and they could see they had money, they had everything you're thinking about. And they're not alive. Come on, I have life. I know I have life, I have everything. So, and I can still do a lot. I believe totally that the word impossible should be wiped out of the dictionary.
Very true.
That's for me. So when I get to that point, I say, look, boy, are you thinking of impossible? I said, no, never. That word never gets into my mind. And then I bounce back again and I'm ready to tackle life, whatever it brings.
Thank you so much, Opeolu. It's so good to have you. And if there's one thing that you're going to tell people that are listening to you today, what's that one thing that you want them to take with them?
Yes, what I'll tell them is being alive is a gift. It's not a right. And the best you can do is to make the best use of that gift. That's make yourself happy. Enjoy every day you have. No matter what you do, you can't get one extra day. So make sure you enjoy every day you have. Put in everything you can put into it. And please, please, try and make the world a better place when you leave it than when you came in. Thank you.
Wow, Opeolu, that's so inspiring. It's so good to have you on the grill. I have a little gift for you. And I know you will enjoy having this gift. So this is for you from the HopeGrill.
Okay. Oh, thank you, the HopeGrill. I think this is nice. It smells nice. So
it smells nice.
I believe it's going to be nice.
It is nice. Trust me, it is nice. And we're still on the HopeGrill. Please do not go away. We'll be right back. Our question today on Ask the HopeGrill is, what do you do when you've tried many businesses and nothing seems to be working? Should I get a job or just start another business? Okay. I think the attitude that you need to have when it comes to either business or even getting a job is that attitude of keeping at it. You know, trying over and over and over again. There'll be different, approaches for different people. For some people, all you need to do is keep trying on the job. Like I would say, get a coach, get a therapist, get someone to help you along your journey. But for some other people, you probably just need to get a job. So what stops you from getting a job and just trying it out and seeing how it goes? Whatever it is, I know you will be fine. And if you have any question, remember to send your questions to ask@thehopegrill.com. The quotes for the week. Hope sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. I hope you've been inspired, and I hope you've enjoyed spending time with myself and amazing Opeolu. I want you to know that life will throw its different challenges at you. It's what you choose to see that you will get. And I want you to also know that you're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. And that's just what life is about. Stay strong, stay inspired, and have a hope-filled week.